What is up, boys, and welcome back to another one. Before we get into anything today, just really quickly, I want to go over a couple of things. Yes, like the video title and thumbnail says, we're going to be working on the Civic today, but I also wanted to let you guys know that the merch is done. I have all of the merch. It's all in my possession. Now all that's left to do is to make the website and start selling it to you guys. I'm really excited to start doing that, but if you guys are interested in seeing some sneak peeks, I've been putting a couple of things on my Instagram here and there for you guys to look at, and honestly, in my opinion, and from the feedback I've gotten so far, the merch is turning out fantastic. Also, you guys might already know it's very limited, so when it does go for sale, make sure you guys are getting on that right away. I'll get you a release date and everything as soon as I possibly can. I think that's all the announcements that I really have to say. Otherwise, if you end up liking this video by the end of it, please leave a thumbs up. And also, if you want to see this become my career, YouTube being my career, my dream, please click that subscribe button. By the end, I'm not asking you to do it now. I'm not gonna beg for you to do this, but just by the end, if you like what you saw, please click that subscribe button. Otherwise, like I said, we're working on the Civic today. We are going to be doing something I've been wanting to do for so long, and you guys already know because of the title. So this is my B18 swap turbo Civic, and as you can see, it has a bright lime green valve cover. I've gotten some compliments on this. I've gotten some people saying what's going on with that, and I'm more of the what's going on with that. Like, it's a very quality paint job, don't get me wrong. It's a very cool paint color. But to me, I'm just not a big, like, flashy type of guy in terms of like how your car looks, how your engine looks. I just like a very clean, crisp build. So today we're gonna be doing a couple of things to the engine bay on this car. Let me take you guys in for a closer look. So the main thing that you guys are gonna notice that I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna be painting this valve cover. And yes, I'm gonna be painting it wrinkle red, boys. It's gonna be so clean. I'm so excited. It's gonna look so nice with the white engine bay. And then not only am I painting this wrinkle red, I'm also gonna be painting the exhaust manifold because it's starting to rust. I'm gonna be painting the cold side of the turbo, and I'm also gonna be painting the intake manifold. This will be black. This will be black. I'm not sure what I want to do about the cold side of the turbo yet. We're gonna see. And I'm also playing with the idea of heat wrapping the exhaust manifold and possibly the wastegate dump. I just think that it might look super cool with the red valve cover. Not sure if I'm gonna do it yet. It really depends on how expensive heat wrap is, and from what I remember, it's kind of expensive. But otherwise, this should be a super fun teardown, super fun job, just cleaning it all up, painting it. Probably gonna clean the engine bay super well, as much as I possibly can. Probably check on the turbo, make sure that everything's looking good with that. This is gonna be a nice, fun time of taking this thing apart, painting it, and putting it back together. I'm so excited. Without any further ado, I'm gonna get started on the hot side. I'm gonna get started on the exhaust manifold and the turbo and all that fun stuff. So as you guys just saw, I got the exhaust manifold with the turbo and the wastegate dump all out of the car. That's all out. The whole hot side of the engine is out. Now I've started working on the intake side. So I've already disconnected or unbolted the intake, the idle air control valve. There we go. I took off the charge pipe that's right before the manifold. I unplugged the intake air temperature sensor, and I'm about to get started on removing the fuel rail. Now, if you guys are gonna do this, I highly advise you to disconnect your negative terminal on your battery, and then don't go near it. You don't want any sparks when you're working with fuel, because that's a bad time. Once the fuel rail's out, then I can go ahead and start unbolting the exhaust manifold and just making sure that everything else is off. Then we can pull the intake manifold off, and then the engine is basically done being taken apart. I just have to take the valve cover off at that point, which is super easy. So with that being said, I'm gonna set you guys up, and we're gonna get that intake manifold going. The manifolds off. Now it's just time to clean, and there's a lot to clean. Clean the manifolds. Basically just get everything clean and then paint the big stuff. Valve cover's not gonna come off just yet, not until I'm done messing around with the engine bay. Valve cover will probably come off tomorrow morning because that'll take me like 2 seconds. Everything else is already off. I just have to disassemble it, get it prepped, and get it set up for painting for tomorrow. So at this point, I'm just gonna take the rest of tonight to clean this engine bay. I'm not gonna film much of it. I need to hit the gym, boys. But anyway, yeah, just organizing things, getting them clean, getting them put into a more sensible location. Anything that I can do to clean up the engine bay for the stuff going back in, I'm gonna try to do that right now and paint everything tomorrow, and then that can all just go back in. I'm also gonna see Pasha tonight, and I'm gonna bring this camera with, and I'm gonna vlog him. I'm gonna get him in the video. Oh, and one last thing before I forget. I'm going to Tuner Evo in September 14th. It's in Schaumburg. It's at the Schaumburg Convention Center. I know like TJ Hunt's gonna be there, Dustin Williams is gonna be there, like all the big dudes are gonna be there. I think that Caleb might go too. I'm trying to get a squad together, so like Caleb, Pasha, Zach, Jared, just get the whole gang together and all take our cars out there and cruise out there and possibly park up next to each other and just be at like the outside section of the meet. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but I'm just letting you guys know that I'm 100% going. So if you guys have heard of Tuner Evo, if you're thinking about going, I'll be there. I'll bring some merch with. If you guys wanna buy hats or jet tags off me from there, be my guest. I'll have them with me. But all right, let's get back to the video. I don't wanna touch the lens. Really quick though, here's a before shot, just in case I don't film much. The motor's super greasy, all dirty. That's nasty. That's nasty. This firewall, nasty. So that's the before shot, and then I'll get you guys after. So while Peter's out there drying the engine bay up, I'm in here. I have the intake manifold, exhaust manifold, and turbo hung up. But I'm gonna go ahead and throw the first coat of paint on the turbo. I'm just gonna paint the entire turbo. Check this out. So this is a really greasy way to do it, but I literally just masked it off with duct tape on the spots where I don't want paint. Everything else is gonna get painted. This whole turbo is gonna get painted black. This guy is gonna get painted wrinkle black. This is gonna get the same black that the turbo gets, but it needs to dry for a day or so. Dudes, that turned out pretty rad. It's probably pretty fuzzy for you guys right now. I'll wait till I take it outside, but this is gonna look really cool with it being like matte black on the wastegate, and then also matte black on this manifold. I'm gonna just put all these parts in the garage for tonight. I'm pretty much done working. Kearney and I are making a really good jambalaya for dinner tonight, so I'm actually super excited. So I gotta get the stuff put away so that I can help her out. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna taste good. And like I said, I'm gonna bring you guys to see Pasha. Will you just do me one favor? It's a big one. I need help. Will you get me a glass of wine?
Yeah, I can do that.
All right, we got the catfish in the pan. Those are the shrimps. Kern dog cooked the sausage. She diced up all the veggies. Bro, Taz is getting all the sausages. Oh, baby, look at that.
Flowers, we came down with the
Easiest one to get booze at? Oh, okay.
I found Pasha.
Okay.
Take a bite.
Oh, 3, 2, 1, 2. Sorry. Copyright. There we go. All right, so I hope you boys enjoyed that little snippet from last night of seeing Pasha and him getting us a bunch of free gelato. Shout out Pasha for that. That was fantastic. It's actually such a fun time. That was the Italian Fest downtown in Chicago. But I already started assembling the turbo, like the hot side of the system. So here it is. This is already starting to look super good. I love that the wastegate is black. That's gonna look nice. And I have the intake manifold behind me. I started cleaning it off a little bit, but I have to come in here with some tape. I have to mask it off, and then I have to get started on the wrinkle painting. I'm a little nervous because it's pretty humid out today, and I know that with wrinkle paint you want the conditions to be like perfect to get a good wrinkle. So I'm gonna do my best to try to make it work. We're gonna see. I don't have a lot of SD card space left, so I'm gonna stop talking and I'm just get to work. Dude, that's gonna look so good. All right, boys, so we've been working on this thing literally all day yesterday, all day today. We're finally done, and I know I didn't film a lot of it because my SD card filled up super quick. I literally have 1 minute left on the SD card right now, so I'm going very fast. About to start the car for the first time, and then we're gonna bleed the coolant system. Everything is back, everything's hooked up, everything's painted, looks great. I know I said I was painting the valve cover. We're gonna save that for another time. Didn't have enough time to do it. Let's get this thing running. Here we go. Yep, there you guys have it. So before I go any further, I do want to apologize, for not filming a lot of stuff. I left out so many things. It was a combination of not having a lot of time. I was on a serious time crunch because I literally only had Saturday and Sunday to work on this car, and then all this week I'm working like 40 hours in my job this week, so I'm not gonna have any other time to finish this up. So I had to crank through it as fast as possible. And then also on top of that, my camera battery was about to die and my SD card filled up. I was literally out here yesterday from about 10 a.m. until about 8 p.m. just cranking on this car literally the entire time. So I was out here for about 10 hours. I didn't even really stop to eat or drink water for that matter. I was super dehydrated last night. It honestly felt like a SEMA build, but anyway, I got what I wanted to get done. And while I was waiting for the wrinkle black to actually wrinkle on the manifold and dry, I painted a bunch of spots in the engine bay and it looks so much better. I showed it to you guys in the cinematic edit, but I'm gonna show you guys right now because I know it's kind of hard to really get an idea of what it looks like in a cinematic edit. I'll show you guys right now, check this out. So you guys might remember this whole corner was rusty and nasty and gross, and it looks a lot like that. I really didn't do that good of a job like masking things off. As you can see, I got overspray on here, I gotta scrub this off. I kind of just did this really quick just to, it was more of a test. I wanted to see how it would turn out. And in my opinion, like this section over here turned out so good. Like that looks 100 times better. And then I tried painting behind the battery a little bit. I didn't do that good of a job, and actually I scratched it when I was putting the battery back in. So that was a little bit of a fail, but from a distance it looks good. And then same thing over here. I painted this whole corner. So this looks so much better. This motor mount will be getting replaced sometime soon. Painted this whole shock tower. The engine bay overall just looks so much better. As you can see, I'm literally running no hood right now, and it's the coolest thing. I've never done this in my whole life. And then on top of painting the engine bay, I know I said I was gonna paint the valve cover. Like I said, I just didn't have time. I really wanted to, and that'll be another video coming up very shortly. I really wanted to paint this, and I was gonna paint it wrinkle red, but I changed my mind. I'm gonna paint it something else. I'm not gonna tell you guys what. I'm not gonna show you what. I'm just gonna do it, and you'll see. It's gonna be super cool. I painted the turbo matte black, the entire thing, hot side and cold side, and I painted the manifold matte black, and I painted the wastegate dump and the wastegate. The entire exhaust side of this turbo setup is high temp matte black. It's super stealth looking. It's super cool in my opinion. And then I love this view right here. I love this view right here. You can see straight through the shock tower strut, and you can see that Edelbrock Victor X. Well, I love the way that the wrinkle paint turned out. You guys gotta see this. There are some spots where it's a little bit blotchy and like doesn't look fantastic, but overall it turned out amazing. Overall, I took care of a ton of stuff in the engine bay that I've been wanting to do for a while. I think it looks 10 times better, and honestly that was the bulk of it. Now it's just paint the valve cover and clean up the vacuum lines and wires and stuff like that. Just clean up small things, but that was the bulk. That was the hard part. I was busting my ass doing this. Was it hard? Yeah, it was just hard because we were on a time crunch. Was it worth it? Oh hell yeah. Was it fun? Yeah, it was super fun. I didn't put Peter in the video too much, but Peter is one of my friends. We've been friends since like 6th grade. And he was over here. I don't see him too often, so he was over here helping me with this the past 2 days. And that was super fun just to work with him again. I haven't seen him in a while. Yeah, I'm hyped. This looks so good. And it's so cool to run with no hood. I don't know. I'm just very, very happy with how this is right now. This just makes me want to drive it so much more. Now I just have to work on getting some racing seats. Oh my God. I really want to. I would love to get some new hardware for this engine bay too. I know that can be super expensive though. There's a lot more work to be done, but now that I've done some of it and gotten a huge chunk of it knocked out, I think that I'm more motivated to do the little things. But anyway, that's really all I have to say for today. If you guys have questions or comments or any advice that you have for me, please leave them in the comments below. Also, if you like this video, please leave a thumbs up. And again, if you like this video and you want to see this become my career, something I can do every day of my life, please click that subscribe button. And as I always say, remember to plan, commit, execute, and attain your goals. Bye.